Hello, guys. Okay, reset and liberate. Next sacred transmission for you to be with before we're working into the masterclass, and we're coming closer and closer to the masterclass. We really want to prepare you for that because the portal, the 111, is wide open. Okay, so let me get into the messages for you immediately to carry on from where we left off, and the simple actions, like very effective actions that I would recommend everybody take into consideration over the next, say, 36 hours, which will be extremely important to what actually happens in this portal for you, okay, and everything that you've been looking at. So we will be looking at, how goals, intentions, how to set those so they actually activate and it actually happens for you in a way that you want, or even better, and how to harness those energies to actually get what you want. Because let's face it, right? If we don't align ourselves in the way that is required with your actual identity, so the 4 elements of your signature, then this portal, these energies, it's just another day, right? It's just another day, and nothing much will happen from it. Okay, so it's not the energies alone are going to do this. Okay, it's about working with it, and because it's not just about the planetary alignments or numerology or the signs, or I have complete trust and faith that this will come true. It just won't. Okay, because yes, we're all extremely abundant, but we've got to actually work with it, and we've got to work with it and understand our identity signature. So if you don't have your identity signature, please request it. If you have it, great. Yeah, so it really depends on how you align yourself to your identity, the truth of your identity, and the actions you're taking. So that's what I'm breaking down in this video today for you. I'm going to give you at least 4 actions that I'm taking myself. I'm doing all these things myself as well at the moment, okay? And I want to give it to you as I'm being with it, okay? So yeah, there's many things that we want, okay? There's many things that we desire. Yeah, if we don't align ourselves to it with our true identity, okay, if anything is streaming from your false identity or an identity that is outdated, it cannot come to form, or it comes to form, or it doesn't last, or it doesn't feel good. So this is about that, okay? So this is a law of attraction, okay? It's the law of aligning to your true identity, right? And then that thing called law of attraction can work, okay? But otherwise it's highly misunderstood, okay? And highly frustrating to be visioning things, wanting things, saying, yes, it will happen, I will just trust. That's not it, right? That's not working, guys. I don't know about you, but it's not working, okay? So, or manifestation, it's not working, right? It's not working that way. We've got to get aligned to your true identity to get the things you want or you don't want, okay? So I'm going to give you those action steps today, and I hope you'll take them into consideration and actually follow them fully. Yeah. So, and of course, some of you are spiritual or very conscious people. Some don't have any relationship to spiritual or conscious world, and that's okay too, because this is a practical, okay? We're using the energies. You can take them as practical insights, or you can take them as spiritual ones. I don't really care personally. What I care about, what I want for you, my intention for you, is that you actually align with your true identity and receive what you desire even better. And I want to do that for myself. So we're all in this together, okay, for that identity upgrade in the run up to this Revive, Liberate masterclass. So it's very important for us to weed out the things that are not your identity. Any emotions, thoughts, things that are just getting in the way, okay? They're not helping, they're just getting in the way, and it's not who you are, okay? It's just wasting your time. Things that you might be upset about, all of that. So, well, why is this here? Why am I feeling this way? In the earlier video, we talked about this, right? What are these emotions coming up? Okay, because obviously it's very vibrant, the energies right now. So, yeah. So now, so this can be very challenging. Okay, very challenging. So let's see. How do you deal with that challenge? Okay, you deal with it head on, heart on, soul on. You can say whatever you want to say, okay, inside of that. But what is important here is to really understand your identity. Generic forms of law of attraction, preaching that message is all great, but it doesn't fully work. Okay. So, this is not about brainwashing. This isn't anything mystical as such here. It really is using the energies that are moving right now, but also getting very practical and honest. Okay. So, and I was totally skeptical in the past, these energies. I still don't think about it too much. I don't get too into it. I just use the energies. I use them in a very practical way. So this idea that what you visualize will come true, or you think you're a millionaire and you're going to be one. I was like, okay, well, I tried it a lot in the past. That didn't work. Okay, so what was the problem? My identity is not a match for it. Okay, my identity is not a match for it. So this is about a brand new identity. This isn't just about, an upgrade. This is about choosing a complete different identity. All right, and we're going to show you how to do that in the masterclass. And we're going to supercharge your intentions to the sacred and activate them. Okay, it's extremely important. So, yeah. So I've invested in myself hundreds and thousands in different mentors, coaches, modalities, testing that theory. Okay, all the theories. Okay, the more practical ones, the more law of attraction ones. And I realized there are gaping gaps. Okay. And so the actions I'm going to give you today, 4 actions. And if you take that action, and you won't miss out on anything for giving it a try, right? Stepping in. Yeah, it will move things for you. Okay. It will actually move things for you. Involves you coming into your true identity. You don't lose anything. Okay. You can only gain from this. Now, if you've come here with a negative mind or a disbelief or skepticism or testing and saying, well, I don't think this is going to work, or this, I get it. I totally get it. So I'm like, oh my God, not another, 2026, let's do this. So I totally get it. All right. But do know, unless you put that in the background and start to see what it's really for, it's not going to work. Okay. Because you don't have to believe it, okay? But you need to understand why those emotions and those feelings and those negativities are really there, okay? And they're just to get in your way. So you've got to outsmart them, okay? They can be there in the background, but they can't be in the lead, okay? Otherwise, what is the outcome? Your life won't change at all, okay? That's reality, or it will just spin around, or you have a little bit of an upgrade. Okay, so you need all the layers that we're popping in, the enthusiasm, what we're saying here, as we run into the masterclass. And that's why I highly encourage you to take these 4 actions. Okay. I test it out. Okay. But from some level of commitment. Okay. And so welcome again to Revive and Liberate. If you're enjoying this, it's reset and liberate. I keep saying revive, so it must be something to do with revive. Right. So if you're enjoying this, please share it, like it. I'm going to start coming on live on YouTube. And I don't plan them. So switch to notification on, subscribe, all of that, so that you're more likely to see them. Yeah. So these are very big actions, because this is very big energy. So let's start with action number 1. And please write this down, okay? And do it, right? And do it. So the first one, you've probably heard this saying, okay, is to close it down, okay? Close it down, shut it off. So, and you may say, well, what am I closing down? What am I shutting off? And it may be to people, relationships in your life, business, career, and you're like, well, those things are negative, so I want to close them off, shut them out. Okay, now we don't mean, contrary to popular belief, okay, right, we'll cut that cord with that relationship, break up with that person, leave that job, leave that career, leave that business, because it's just not working or they're just negative. They're talking about shut down, close down the way you are being with it, okay? How you're going to interact with it, and you're going to interact with it in a new identity, okay? So how you're interacting with that negative thing right now, or to someone that's there for you, or someone that's trying to help you, a mentor, a partner, your purpose, your career. What are your current feelings, the way you're acting towards them or it or that situation? This isn't about closing it off in terms of, get rid of them. That's a misunderstanding. Okay, that doesn't work, because it's going to come back round, because it was there to have you step into a new identity, and that's what this is all about. Okay, your new identities are all in your signature, your identity profile signature, in your sacred geometry. Okay, so if you're unsure, like, I'm picking this identity, is this who I am? Then we can check that for you, just so you know. Yeah. So it's the things you don't feel like you're aligning with, things you feel like, I don't want to accept it anymore. I don't choose to accept that person, that thing that feels negative right now. Okay. We're not talking about just cutting it off, shutting it down, leaving it, using it, changing you. Okay, how are you going to be different with it? Okay, because you'll be so surprised when you are different. It is different because we are connected. So it can either to come in or it will move out. Okay, itself. You don't have to do this. All right. So yeah. So all the things that make you unhappy, basically. Okay, or frustrate you or annoy you. Okay, that you feel like, I just can't accept this. I hate this, or I don't like it, or whatever it is. But so it's not that you must shut it down and cut it out and leave it, okay? But you must identify those things that you would like to shut down and cut out, because you need to shut down, cut out your current attitude and identity with it. So what is that current identity? How are you with it right now? Okay? And I mean, in the next, 36 hours or so, let's say that you must say goodbye, cut it out, shut it down. Goodbye to that identity of the way you're being with it, not the person, the thing. Okay. So you must say, that's enough. That's enough for me being with this negative thing or this hard thing in the way that I'm being with it. Okay. I want that to change, and I'm willing to, the Gandhi, be the change that you want to see. All right. So you must say, I'm not going to be doing this anymore. Okay. You must start honoring yourself more. And that doesn't mean just getting rid of things that are challenging, because they're there for a reason. Okay, they're in that current form, not because they're not right for you. That would be too black and white and too logical. It's a misunderstanding across maybe the industry. My background is like, just cut it all out and then, off you go and your life's going to be great. Doesn't work that way, right? Anyone that's tried that, doesn't actually work. Okay, you just get very lonely, and then it just all comes back round again, because it was for your identity to come into your identity, your new identity. So those relationships, those environments, those friendships, that you might say are toxic, they're narcissists, they're gaslighters, they're, or that situation, they don't respect me. It's actually calling you to upgrade your identity, not just call it a name, label it and cut it out. But it's okay to identify it that way, but go, that's not what it is. Because you can actually see all of those things can do a 180 and change form, which is crazy, in a way that you could never imagine or expect. That's not the reason you're doing it. It's more to upgrade your identity. But when that happens, it's a bonus, or it moves out naturally. So it's not about cut out everything that's negative, any business problems, anything that's, upsetting you, dragging you down, overwhelming you, partnership. That's not what it's about. It is about cutting off, shutting down your attitude towards it. Write that down. Okay. And what is your current attitude towards it? And then as we go through this, we're going to help you transcend into your actual identity, to throw out who you are not and bring in who you are. Okay, so it's about creating that space at the moment, because without that space, those things that you want cannot come into form. Okay, we've got the physical here and we've got the metaphysical. Okay, physical is what we can see. Metaphysical is what we can't see. Okay. And what you can't see is what you want to come into form, but it can come into form for you. Okay. If it's for you, it can. Not everything is for you. Okay. It's the opportunities that are presenting, the desires, as long as you have, the opportunities, the desires, as long as you have, are for you. Okay. They don't come to you otherwise. Okay. So I'll tell you why. So when you have an attitude towards these things that are affecting you in that way, it can't create for you. Okay. It can't do it because these things are for you. They're opportunities that are presenting themselves. Okay. They've been put there by purpose, by the sacred, intelligent containers, if you like. So, okay. All right. So next action 2, is to ask yourself the question, what types of thing are you dedicating your time to on a daily basis that doesn't feed your soul? Maybe you're waking up complaining, or just sitting around, hoping, praying, getting annoyed, getting angry, blaming your partner, blaming the world, blaming, the weather, right? Blaming the tiredness. Okay. What is it that you're doing? What is it that you're being? What is it that you're not enjoying? What is it that you're not doing? Okay. That is actually having you get trapped. All right. So identify that. That's the second action. All right. This is why, as we go through life, we get stuck again and again because often there are so many distractions. Okay. Everyone around us, people, all the things, all the negative stuff, and our own distraction, okay? Because we get ourselves all caught up in it. We don't just carry on with who we're meant to be, what we're meant to enjoy, and what we're meant to do. We say, well, I can't do it because I feel, this person's upset, or this person's moaning, or this person's complaining. So, what can I do? My partner's treating me this way, or my job's doing this to me, or my mentor is making me feel XYZ. It can be anything, right? So, but really that's the false elements telling you good news, you're on the right track. Right? You're on the right track because it's trying to stop you. Okay, it's trying to stop you from getting what you want. So tell me in the chat, in the message, with these 2 actions, if you've experienced them before. All right, cut it off, shut it down, but not the person, the thing, the way you're being with it. Okay, whatever you're calling toxic. Okay, that's what it's asking. And the second action there is, what are you doing and being? Where are you getting stuck? Okay, daily. All right, where are you getting stuck? I just want to revisit that one. Yeah. Okay. What are you dedicating your time to that doesn't feed your soul? Okay, in who you're being and what you're not enjoying and what you're not doing. Okay, because it's very easy to go, well, I'm putting it into my relationship, or I'm putting it into my my family problems. I've got no choice, right? We can get into that martyr victim kind of state. So yeah, but we're choosing to put energy into it in that way. There's a different way to be with it. Okay, and that's what it's actually here to upgrade your identity. It's here to actually give you that. It's not here for you just to shut it down. Okay. All right. So let's get into the rest of these actions. Tell me your experience with that in the chat. So if you're doing things with people, you're like, I don't want to do those things with those people, or I'm eating when I'm not hungry, or I'm doing this, whatever it is for you. Okay. It's about looking at identifying that, cut it down, shut it off, and replacing it with something else. Okay. In yourself. Okay. All right. So this isn't about setting boundaries. There's a lot of noise about setting boundaries. Okay, because the boundaries is all about the other person, right? Generally, I mean, they say it's about you, but actually you're trying to set the boundary in the other person. You're trying to control that situation and say, well, I'm not going to put up with that. Okay, but really you want to set standards. Okay, so action number 3, standards. Okay, what are the standards you're going to set for yourself with that situation? Who do you want to be? What identity do you want to be with that? Okay. Okay. So it's not just about saying no. I mean, life would be very simple if that was the case. But because when you say no, you cut off the source of the thing that's creating your new identity. Okay, because it's happening for you, not to you. It's an opportunity, so it's for you, the good and the bad, not just the good stuff. Okay. All right. And what happens when you do that? You free up energy. You free up energy in your sacred, energetic field, and the sacred will recognize the space that you're creating. And what will the sacred or the universe, or just logically, what will happen practically is it will fill that void with the intentions, with the dreams, okay? Because you're not wasting your energy on those things in the same way. You're dealing with it in a brand new way, a very astute, a challenging, mature way, okay? So take those 3 actions that we talked about so far. And it's hard. I know it's because we are emotional beings and we get easy attached to these things. So it's not easy peasy. All right. And we have different transcendence to help you get there. Okay. If you're struggling with it. Okay. Because we can't just flip a switch. Okay. Today we're just telling you. And there's, the deeper activations are available in your identity sacred geometry profile signature. You don't have that, get it. If you have it, ask questions, we can help you more. All right. I do get when we just say this stuff isn't just like, oh, that's easy. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Because if we don't take these actions now, in 6 months' time, you are going to be waking up to the same life. All right. So it doesn't mean it's time to quit the job or quit the relationship or quit the negative things or get those boundaries in. It means it's time to quit being the identity that you are being with it. Okay? Yeah. So those things that are not serving you right now, it's time to quit the identity that you are being with it. Okay? And this is life-changing. Right? So get clarity on what you want. All right? There's a lot of power in clarity. And we're going to do that on the masterclass. And yeah. Let's see. And I want to give you one more action before we end this one today. Remember to sign up for Reset and Liberate. The masterclass is going to happen 13th, which is tomorrow, depending when you're watching this. So if you're serious, right, about getting into your identity, you're serious about getting what you desire this year, take the chance to get in and do this together. Okay. The only thing you require for that is your identity profile signature, the 4 elements. If you don't have that, that's the qualification criteria. Please reach out for it. Okay. Okay. Let's see what we have here for the last action. Okay. So be at the event as well for the masterclass. That's really important. Okay. Really good if you can be there live because it's a different kind of energy. And so, yeah, get there nice and early or be prepared for it. If you're not, it's fine as well. Even if you get there rushed and in a state, it's fine. We're going to base it in. We're going to go into all the areas in your identity profile signature, the 4 areas, the 4 layers that you become you and get what you want. Okay. Yes. So that's what we're going to be doing. Now, for this 4th action, I urge you to move into this action. Okay. And ask yourself these questions. All right. And it can all sound a bit doom and gloom. But the reason I ask you these questions is because you're seeking that higher version of yourself, right? Your true identity. And that's what leads you to being in the health, the wealth, the purpose, the relationship that actually feels good to you. All right. And that's why we're going to be diving deep on the masterclass to get absolutely sharp, potent on exactly what you want, but be willing to ask the questions that may seem a bit doom and gloom, okay, to help you activate this. All right. So remember, it's all about planting the seed right now. So the final action is, what seed are you planting? Okay. What is the one seed that you're planting? One thing that you want to commit to. All right. So not just about getting rid of the things that no longer serve you. Okay. It's about changing your relationship with it, changing your identity to it. Okay. All right. And then during the event, during the masterclass, we're going to get even clearer. Okay. We're going to, give you some nice surprises inside of there. It's going to be a beautiful experience. Very real, very practical as well. Because there's strategy in this. Okay. There's strategy in your identity profile signature. So, which may sound a bit strange that, sacred stuff, energy stuff and strategy. Yes, they go together. Sacred strategy. And we're going to give you your sacred strategy. Okay. So, yeah. And so, put what you want out there. So in this final action number 4, okay, is to put yourself out there. So put what you want out there today. So if you've put into your dreams or your goals that you want love, then put love out there. Tell someone that you love them or do something loving. Okay. Even if it is some of those that you've said, I hate my current relationship with them. Put that out there, not with expectation of return, but to upgrade your identity. If you miss somebody, tell them. Okay. Put that energy out there of whatever it is. If you're like, I want to make money, okay, then go spend some money. Right? It sounds counterproductive, but invest in yourself. All right. Invest in yourself. Be so open to that. Okay. And be open to receiving 4 times as much back when you give it. It's not immediate, but you'll start to see. Okay. We get what we give. Okay. Now, of course, we hold back on this stuff because of skepticism. I totally get that. I'm a skeptic, so I totally get it, believe it or not. So, but if you go into that energy and you put the skepticism out there, you put fear out there, you put hate out there, you put mistrust out there, say, I don't trust you, you're trying to hurt me, or you're doing this to me, or and you go into that energy, then that's the energy that's going to amplify right now. Okay. And then obviously, we reap what we sow. All right. The self-fulfilling prophecy, it starts to happen. Okay. You see, I've got evidence. I knew this was true. Right. But it's not true. Well, it's only what you're putting out there. So action 4, put it out there. Take one thing, write down one thing. Okay. From one of your goals, one of your dreams, and put that out there. So if you're looking for love, put love out there. Okay. Literally. So, and you can write it down, put it in the comments, put it in the chat. Okay. Yeah. And then you can receive all the love, all the money. Okay. All the health. So this is moving in the next, 36, 48 hours. Okay. So again, put it out there. That's the final action for today. Okay. Give so much love and kindness and compassion, even where it's like, it's not even deserved here, right? But you're going to give it. You're going to give it, okay? To the people around you, to the people that you're thinking, I need to cut that person off, because you are shutting down, cutting off the identity of how you would react to it, right? So just give it. Just put it out there, because when you put that out there, you get what you put out, okay? So be very conscious about that. The second thing is when it comes to things like wealth, okay? If it's money, if you're wanting more money, okay? Put it out there. That's why I say spend it, okay? That doesn't mean just willy-nilly. Invest it in something that you want or you're going to enjoy, and enjoy it for God's sake, right? And when your relationship with the money and the wealth is very important. So when I give to you, when I put you out there, you give back to me. And that is the truth, okay? Not just on its own, okay? With everything that's moving and coming into your identity. And then the money comes back to you, all right? So it's that giving and receiving. So you've got to give it to receive it, okay? There's output and there's that input. There's an exchange, there's a reciprocation, okay, that goes on. So go first, be a leader, okay? that law of exchange, okay, that some of you may know about. So, yes. So when you look at wealthy people, how do they become wealthy? Okay. Did they hold all their money really tightly? Okay. Did they save all their money? Is that how they became wealthy? Okay. Did they say, well, I invested money now. I've invested hundreds of thousands, so I'm going to stop. I don't want to invest in more. I'm not going to invest anymore. Is that how they became wealthy? No. Right? Nobody saved their tightly held money to becoming a billionaire. Okay. So the most wealthiest people in the world invested their way. They didn't stop investing. What did they invest in? All kinds of things. Okay. They invested in putting their money out there. Okay. To mentors and so forth and much, much more. Okay. So, why did they become wealthier? Because they leverage that. They use the money they have, whether it's, from angel investors, okay, from loans or from money they have, or they find creative ways to do it. That's how they've got wealthy. But then the masterclass we're doing tomorrow, okay, they actually know exactly that sacred strategic plan, okay, for 2026 and activating that throughout the year. 100% commitment. That's how they got wealthy. Okay. So, yeah. So this is about, I think there's a book, right? Rich Dad, Poor Dad. If you've read that, it's about good debt and bad debt. Good debt and bad debt. Now, so most people just say debt is bad, full stop. That is not the case, right? So when you have a broke mindset around that, if you like, or coming from your false identity, not that you're broken, you don't need fixing. It's, I've got no money, so I can't do anything, right? When I have money, then I will, because I'm not going to end debt. I have to pay off all the debt. Okay. This actually works against you. Okay. I mean, it doesn't work against you if you're like planning to do nothing with your life and you're planning to have no upgrade. And okay. If when we're thinking of that false identity, we're all thinking I'm going to save money for a rainy day, that kind of thing. Okay. So, yeah. So then that's not how wealthiness works. Like I say, what do the wealthiest people do? They're leveraging money. They're using that. And then that debt is good debt. Okay, it's not bad debt because you're opening yourself up to receiving 4 times as more. They also have a lot of patience. Okay, so many of us invest, and then go, well, I'm not going to invest anymore because I can't see it yet. We've been planting lots of seeds and I can't see it come through yet. Okay, and it's nurturing it and keep going and you see it come through. All right. So most people underestimate, I think you may have heard this, what they can do in a year, 2 years, and overestimate and underestimate what they can do in 10 years, right? So, yeah. Okay. So there is good debt, all right? Investing in yourself, spending it, putting it out there, and to receive back. Okay, you will receive back. And sometimes it takes a long time. If you've seen people that have got very wealthy, they've got a lot of angel investors, whether it's from loans, literal angel investors, funding, and they may not make that money for 10 years and then go to massive profit. Okay. But this is what identity upgrade takes. Okay. Yeah. So because the wealthiest people take tons of debt, right? They take billions and millions of dollars. Okay. Even when they have the money, right? They do this. So, they take the bank loan, the investors' money, they still do this. Okay. Why? Because that is leverage. Okay. And it builds the angel investment for you to keep increasing and coming in. Okay. And then, what do they do with that money when they get it? They don't just store it in a bank. Okay. And hold it and save it. They invest it. They put it back out there. Okay. And what happens? It continues to grow and be more abundant. So it feels really counterproductive. Okay. But it's the only thing that works. Not alone. We can't just invest in things. You can't just invest in the gym and then just go look at the gym. All right. Or know about how to do it, but not actually do it. Then that won't work. Okay. So this isn't fairy stuff that you just put money out there and it comes back. It comes with everything else. Okay. Anyway. That is the flow. That is the currency of the sacred. And it likes to continually move like water. It doesn't want you to stop. So allow that to move. Allow money to move. Okay, in the next, 24, 36, 48 hours, allow it to move. If there's something you are wanting or want to invest in, allow it to move. Notice if you're holding back, okay, based on any false emotions or feelings, okay? Because you're looking to set great intentions here, and you've got to be willing to put that love out to get what you want in, put that money out to get what you want in. So invest in yourself, invest in your personal development here, okay? Invest in that experience, invest in that business, invest in whatever, okay? You know how to invest, right? I doubt you're here if you don't know how to invest, or you're not open to investing, because you're already an identity that wants to upgrade and live your biggest life, okay? So especially in these today, tomorrow, it's set, okay? So invest right now, okay, is the message. Okay, let's see. All right, anything else I want to add before we close this off? Investing now is just like, wow, like things are going to be so beautiful for you if you carry it through. And we're going to show you the sacred strategy to carry this through, okay? Otherwise, just investing is not going to do it, okay? We can't just invest and it's going to do something. That's just not true, okay? But this happens when you sow the seeds, you reap the rewards, okay? But you have to get in alignment. We can't say we want something, I won't put my money behind it, I won't put my love behind it, I won't put my enthusiasm behind it, okay? You can have all the other feelings, okay? They're just trying to get in the way. So that's why today I wanted to get really clear with you, okay, on actions to take. And I'm doing the same. So please do, come along to the masterclass, like this, share this, subscribe. And make sure you come to that masterclass where we pull this all together. And it, doesn't matter if you've been part of everything. Okay, wherever you are, you can join at any time, and you can do this in any order. Okay, the sacred is beyond order. It's not linear. So it's all good. Don't feel behind. And you can go through the different transmissions, readings, activations as many times as you want. And then we're going to have a big masterclass tomorrow, which I'm going to envision is going to be around 2 hours, maybe. Let's see, right? And if you're there live, we can even have a Q&A. And so you're guaranteed to get questions answered if you're there live as well. So yeah, please come along. It would be great to have you there. Get your vibration up, get this real, get your sacred strategy, reset and liberate, and get you feeling good. So, because you are amazing, so you deserve an amazing year. And I love you so much. The sacred loves you so much. You love yourself so much. You love each other so much, even the ones that are challenging us. So we're all in this together, and we get to activate this further soon. Join us for the masterclass. I'm sending you lots of love. Speak soon. Bye-bye.